Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Weed Shed Confessions, and we're in the Weed Shed, guys. So I'm slacking a little bit on the Weed Shed Confessions. I've been a little bit busy, guys, but we've got good news. So the other day, last week, we had voting in my state of Virginia, and I don't know if you guys been follow all the laws for each state, but the idea is to get as many states on board for the recreational use and consumption of cannabis. More states that are on board, more likely it's going to get federal, legally on a federal level. So we finally got a governor in office, and I mean, I don't care if it's Republican or Democrat how you vote, but this one was a Democrat, a woman, Spamberger. But it looks like she's going to push the Virginia use permits for the consumption of cannabis. So we're going to get a little bit more relaxed laws, which is going to open up a lot more businesses and opportunities for entrepreneurs and growers. So it kind of made me sit down and think for a whole night, mapping out like how far do I want to go with this hobby, because it's definitely a passion project of mine of just growing a couple plants in the weed shed. But I had to make the decision if this is something that I want to take to the next level, and I really think I do. So I was trying to come up with a game plan of how I could do that, and I'm going to share it with you guys, and that way maybe if you're listening to this, you can give me some tips or pointers or what you think about what I'm about to tell you. So ideally, like, I don't want to have to deal with a huge grow up, okay? I mean, because what's going to happen is you're going to have licenses for like growing, and they're going to be probably three different sizes, and that dictates it's your canopy size. So like the small one is probably going to be about a 5,000 square foot canopy size. It'll probably jump up to like a 25,000 to 50,000, and then like 100,000 to 250,000. I'm not sure on the details of that. But what you have to think about if you're somebody that's thinking about getting into that, and I've known people that have set up and run really big grow ops, a lot bigger than 5,000 square feet, specifically in California. It's a lot of work, guys. I mean, it's a lot of work just with four plants of doing a home grow by yourself. And when you're looking at a space that big, just the initial startup costs, and then the labor costs as well, as far as maintaining that kind of space, and just the electricity costs as far as utilities, nutrients costs. I mean, it really does become a full-time job. And also, to get to that level, if you don't have a lot of capital or cash up front, you know it costs a lot of money to build a nice quality grow room that's going to have to pass all the state inspections and all that stuff. And just getting the licenses is probably not going to be cheap either. So the way I thought about it, because ideally what I would like is, just for me, what I think the cannabis industry is missing nationally is just the actual partaking, like the public consumption. I just think it'd be really cool if people could, have a chill place to hang out with and, smoke some quality grown cannabis. But right now there's no public consumption law that's allowing for that. But I think that's going to be coming from my state hopefully in the future. And what I'm aiming at is to basically have a property big enough to have Airbnbs on it. And I've already picked out these cabins that are like little A-frames, but just a spot where people can imagine it as a vineyard, like a winery, where you can Airbnb and take tours. So it'll be separate cabins. I haven't worked out the full logistics of it yet, but like maybe 3, 4 cabins, a bathhouse and a community like area so everybody can hang out, but something really like down home, small time farmer outdoors. And the idea is to start with the cabins, because I'm gonna have to wait for the laws, and then the cabins, hopefully produce an income, because Virginia is a beautiful state, guys. If you've never visited it, especially in the fall time like right now, I mean, as much as my state irritates the hell out of me when it comes to the politics and the government, it's geographically it's a gorgeous place to live, and I think more people should experience that. And if they can smoke some weed doing it, hell yeah, brother. But yeah, so just to get a couple of cabins, lay out a nice little like glamp ground, if you will, campground, and then as laws progress to start producing the warehouse, and that way, or the grow house, the greenhouse, and that way all the cannabis that's on site can be used and consumed by the guests, and to give tours and stuff like that, but to give it a real like modern down home kind of farm vibe. So I don't know what you guys think about it. I'm throwing it out there in the ether right now just to see what kind of comments it's going to come up, will pop up here, and just to see what you guys think as far as the community. This is a huge step for me. I'm really, kind of nervous about it. I'm brainstorming with a couple of, buddies of mine that, are definitely a good resource of information. But this is definitely a big venture to step away and make this my full-time gig. So let me know what you guys think, guys. And if you haven't done so already, ring the notification bell and subscribe to the channel, and stay green and keep growing. Peace.